I'm back home now, and all this back and forth, out of town, in town, out of town, in town. I have been very busy this weekend. I mean, can't tell you what that is. But let's assess the fights that happened with HBO. Criminal night. Just criminal. Type of things you see on a top rank card. Diego Chaves and Timothy Bradley fight. But let's start off from the very beginning with the Benavidez fight with Mauricio Herrera. Herrera is a fighter that used to be with Top Rank, but was basically used and abused by Top Rank. Got a bad decision against Kareem Mayfield, a fight which was very close and Herrera should have won. He got robbed there, so he ended up leaving the company and going over doing some fights independently and then working with Golden Boy, where he fought Danny Garcia and he got robbed. And then you thought he would be back on track, and here's a fight he clearly won, fighting the style that I didn't think he would be successful with, going to the body. I've never seen somebody dedicate themselves to the body so much in this fight. Not to say Benavidez didn't have his spots. He had a lot of good spots and great moments in the fight where he just brought the fight right to Herrera, and his youth and his strength was definitely good when he was going to the body. But he didn't do enough, and he was taken to school. We made a lot of amateur mistakes from the young prospect fighter, but they put so much into Benavidez that they had to go ahead and try to push him forward, because now is the time to do so, because this is it for him. And with Herrera, they feel like, well, we've gotten everything we're going to get out of him. He's just going to be a B-side fighter for the rest of his career, even though this guy should be legitimately the 140-pound champion of the world, because he beat Danny Garcia in my estimation as well. So that robbery of all the judges, scorecards, and all of this, it's just terrible. Unanimous decision for that kid, and by that margin. It's top ranked night. Here we go. Cordova fight was going pretty much similar. It was the knockout that was waiting to happen. Andy Lee wasn't going to win more rounds, but if you saw the style of the fight, you knew he was going to knock him out. He caught him with a counter left because Cordova keep his hands really low. He's a power puncher. He sticks his head out, chin way in the air, throws a lot of power punches, but he's very lazy on defense. And there's a lot of openings, and Andy Lee was just timing him. He was throwing the left hand right over that lazy right jab, right hook that he just got sitting, that right hand sitting out there, and he swinging it right over. First time he clipped Cordova with him, he caught his attention and buckled him. And he was able to collect himself for a couple of rounds, but it was a matter of time waiting to happen. And sure enough, he closed the door with a right hook. Fight's over. And Andy Lee is the middle. We got a WBO world title. Now, the main event, Bradley and Chaves. It started off great. Chaves came in excellent condition, the best condition I've seen him in. And he came in, he was ready to fight with Tim Bradley. As soon as the fight came, he wasn't afraid to get on the inside and throw his punches. Bradley stayed low, so the punches were going over his head, and that's what Bradley needed to do. What Tim Bradley's mistake is, he swings his head when he's throwing his punches, and that's how these headbutts happen. He doesn't know how to stay balanced when he throws punches. He swings his whole body, and he swings his head first, then here comes the wild looping right hand. I mean, the scorecards that Julie handed in was ridiculous. But later on in the fight, when the eye become a bigger problem, Chaves was starting to box and a lot more, and Tim was getting a lot of war from Ware for staying on the inside. He went outside, and that's when Chaves showed him a boxing lesson. And for the fan who was laughing at me when I said Chaves had better footwork than Tim Bradley, he does. Look at their feet. Didn't you see it? Chaves was always in a good position to throw punches with power on him, while Bradley's feet are all over the place. So even when Chaves would move, he was always in a position to punch. Even when he stepped back or stepped to the side, he was always in a position to be dangerous. He's got very good boxing. And when Bradley went on the outside and he went on the outside, he was able to get an advantage because he is the better boxer when it comes to that situation. Bradley's way to win the fight was to make it a dog fight. And I was saying that earlier. I'm like, if he just make it a dog fight, he got it. I thought Tim Bradley won the fight. I think I gave Diego Chaves maybe 5 rounds, 4 or 5 rounds out of the fight, but definitely not 8 rounds. That's some more politics in the game on this top-ranked card, and they didn't want to ruin Diego Chaves, and who cares if Bradley gets a draw? So, one of those nights where the criminals are running wild and running the asylum. So, and these the kind of cards and stuff that hurts the sport. But I'm glad HBO finally spoke up on it because that's what needs to be done. They didn't do it before, but I'm glad they did it now. So, I'm out.